Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler was one of the greatest fights in UFC history. Two humans emulating an endless car crash with their bodies. It felt like a demolition derby. We knew it was gonna be good, but why was that fight so exceptional? Let's see. The fight starts. Right away, Justin Gaethje decides to test what Michael Chandler has been claiming. Sometimes, a backstep is super necessary to avoid physical impairment. No matter what happens, Chandler can't keep his calf in the danger zone for too long. Here, he decides to put his foot in the middle of Justin's stance to fire the jab. Good early signs for Chandler, he connects clean. And his amazing distance covering footwork is making Gaethje miss, along with feints that also have the same effect. Not only that, Chandler can also throw devastating leg kicks, causing a lot of damage early on. Now he tries the jab again, stepping inside Gaethje's stance, but this time, Justin dips his head on the outside of the punch. That tendency might continue to show up in the fight. Michael has to be careful on the exit, cause the left hook could do some harm. Fun fact, no one can be inside the pocket and sneak in a leg kick while hiding their intentions like Justin Gaethje. Chandler gets his first taste of the highlight special, but his leg is not out of the woods yet. He gets absolutely blasted on this one, but he answers back not once, but twice. However, he has to be careful while getting away from Justin, because what happened in his last fight could happen again. Tendency number 1. Gaethje tries to counter with an uppercut, followed by a left hook. Tendency number 2. A second later, he switches it up to a left hook overhand. The action was really revolving around Chandler's jab. When it was landing, it was making life way easier for Michael, because Gaethje would miss his punch afterwards, but when the jab was missing, Gaethje would find multiple ways to deal with it, but mainly by dipping his head on the outside and counter. To make Justin's head sit still when stepping inside his stance, Michael varies it up and uses the lead left hook. That way, Gaethje can't dip his head on the outside, cause he would move right into Chandler's left. By guiding Justin's head movement, Michael is able to land a smashing right hand, followed by another one, which wobbles his opponent. But there's a danger in stepping in the middle of Gaethje's feet. If Justin manages to move them to the side at an angle, Chandler's wide stance becomes squared. It gets much harder to defend when you are flat-footed, and Michael gets tagged by the left hook. But he's still full of energy. He feints the level change and launches a beautiful athletic flying knee. He even follows it up with a destructive 1-2 that stuns Gaethje. And that's when the madman come out of both of them, as they exchange wildly. Michael is looking to give a nice show for the fans, and his left leg is also battered, so his footwork is already not the same as before. Right after popping the jab, he seems to move in a way that can be exploited, because Justin's overhand is such a big threat. Gaethje reads him, times him, and hurts him with a bomb of an uppercut. And Gaethje also finds other ways to slip the jab. Here he slips it on the inside before throwing a nice overhand. Here, Chandler initiates the same movement as for the flying knee, but this time he actually goes for the takedown. Nicely set up, but unsuccessful. 11 leg kicks for Gaethje, 7 for Chandler. Amazingly, we go to the second round. If you ever wanted to see a perfect example of how Gaethje was usually escaping the jab, this is it. But Gaethje is also able to vary his game. Here, he slips it on the inside, and he observes Chandler's position, looking for eradication. Now, it seems like Chandler is defending the left hook, but he's offering another opening that Justin Gaethje identifies. 2 seconds later, he sees Michael coming in with another step-in jab, so he slips the punch on the inside once again, but this time, he unleashes the perfect strike to exploit the tendency he just saw. When Gaethje sees a chance to hit, he goes for it, every single time, and that's what makes him so special. For a brief moment, his decimating uppercut sends Chandler into oblivion, but to the surprise of everyone, he recovers. The uppercut opening is definitely still there, as you can see in this sequence. His face is disfigured. He starts digging body shots like his life depends on it, and on this occasion, Gaethje moves his whole upper body to meet the punch. It seems like the more hurt Chandler feels, the wilder he gets. even though his leg's getting butchered. He just says fuck it, spits blood, and fights. That being said, the rare times when Chandler was switching southpaw because his front leg was done, he didn't look comfortable. He was getting even more damaged. Here, he guides Justin's head with the left hook and hits him with a big right before eye-poking him. Huge hesitation from the ref. No one cares, it's a good fight, let's keep going. Third round. Chandler is using a bit more lateral movement on this one. He's trying to avoid hurt to remain alert, he's a bit more cautious to remain conscious and protect his leg. He's trying to make Justin miss, like he was doing in the first round. But eventually, Gaethje finds his way. Here, Justin does that better than anybody, man. The way he comes over the top with his right hand, while moving his entire body in such an awesome way. This is the way he knocked out Donald Cerrone, and I think that move is very special, even if it doesn't land flush on this occasion. When he slips the jab on the outside, many dangerous options are available. The leg kick, for example. And 2 seconds later, the uppercut. And the left hook. Beautiful. But Michael wants more, and he gets his wish. Finally, after a few attempts, Michael manages to clamp his hands together and get the takedown? Wait, what's happening? Insane roll by Gaethje. Crazy stuff. And then Chandler responds with even crazier stuff. He goes for 3 uppercuts in a row, overextends, gets flat-footed, and almost gets flat-lined by Gaethje. And that comes back to what I said earlier about Gaethje's overhand. The way he shifts his head to the side is really nice. Huge jab right after that, but that's still not enough to put him down for good. At this point, it seems as though nothing would be violent enough for either of them to be liquidated, cause Chandler is inviting Gaethje's dynamite on his ravaged face until there's no more time left. Wow. It's hard to put into words what these two fighters did at UFC 268. One thing is for sure, we do appreciate it. Unforgettable fight. I hope this breakdown made you relive a part of the experience. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share your passion for MMA. Also, what do you think about the new logo? And finally, try to describe how you felt watching Justin Gaethje and Michael Chandler go to war. Alright guys, see ya.